Welcome to the van. I am your host, Arbis Lost. I have my guest today, Sajie Fitness. That's right. She get all the love. Welcome, Sajie. Welcome.
Hi, how are you guys doing today?
Let these people feel you. We got that. So, Sajie.
Yes.
Sajie is one of the dopest and coolest people you could ever know. We met through our mutual brother, Coach Gary.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a wonderful guy.
The best.
And when you surround yourself with wonderful people, you find other wonderful people such as yourself. Me and Sajie met in the gym through Coach Gary, and I just admired the way you went hard in the paint. And I was asking Coach Gary about you, like, yo, what's up with Sajie? And then he just gave me this whole list of you. So what I would like for you to do is give a backstory on who you are, where you come from, and a little bit of your upbringing, and we'll segue after that.
Okay, so I'm a personal trainer / realtor / business owner.
Keep going. Let me have it.
You know, I kind of dibble and dabble in a few things. And I'm from Jamaica, moved here when I was 3 years old, grew up in Opa-locka, currently live in Pembroke Pines. And I grew up, like I said, in a very Caribbean household. My parents were very strict and on me about the books, so I've grown up, spent most of my time, honestly, in school, doing what I'm supposed to be doing, honestly. I used to go to school 6 days a week.
6 days.
Monday to Saturday.
Monday through Saturday.
If there was an extra class my mom could sign me up for, I was in it. So, like, I've always excelled in school, did very well, graduated high school, top of my class, went off to school for free, ended up in Miami-Dade Honors College first for 2 years, and then I transferred to Florida State, go Noles, and I'm an alumni from FSU. And then...
So what did you study up there at Florida State?
I'm a political science major with a minor in psychology.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 double majors.
Yeah. I've always liked psychology, to be honest. I've always loved the mind.
That's important.
Yeah.
Speaking of the mind, right, me and you have something in common, which is therapy. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about therapy? Because I know a lot of times we as individuals tend to think that anybody that's going to therapy is a psychopath or crazy. That's what I heard growing up. So what's your take on therapy?
I'm the biggest advocate for therapy because it works.
Exactly.
And I think therapy was never on my radar until I ended up becoming friends with a therapist. One of my really close friends, Tiffany, is a therapist. And
Hi, Tiffany.
Hi, Tiff. And I'm always mesmerized by her ability to effectively communicate through, like, her friendships.
Yeah.
And I always struggle with that. You know, I was the type of friend that if I had an issue, I would just cut you off.
That's our problem.
Because I'm like, I like to be in good spirits, and I don't like when people, you know, bring it down.
Right.
But I also feel like Tiffany used to say, you can't invalidate other people's feelings.
Right.
So I had to learn. Okay. But that's not what took me to therapy. See, other things occurred and drove me to therapy, but I was trying to find the perfect fit. Obviously, I couldn't hire my friend because of conflict of interest, which she would have been like number 1 on my list. Because I'd rather give my friends money than anybody else.
Facts. Keep it in the circle.
Exactly. But it took me a while to find like a fit.
Okay.
And I remember researching, and I would just always give up because no one clicked.
Okay.
And then one day I emailed this one lady, and I read her bio. Mm-hmm. And it was like she said something about navigating through life, and I was like, yeah, this is my girl.
Yeah.
And I emailed her, and she emailed me back, and she was like, well, why are you interested in therapist? And then when I responded, and she took me on, and she honored the price that I wanted to pay her. I knew that was my girl, and I've been with her. I'm committed to 1 year at least minimum in therapy. I think I'm on month 8 or 9 now.
Come on now.
Yeah, so
consistency.
It's been the best thing. It works. Right? Agreed. You just have to do the work.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's important because I'm also a huge advocate of therapy. Everybody, well, not everybody, well, whoever knows me knows that I'm you have to do it, because if I can sit up here and be on a podcast and sit next to other people who's goddamn it therapy work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we have to be cognitive of our own situations. A lot of times we tend to always think that we got it all in order. And talking to your friends about your situations, everybody don't have a therapist friend. So therefore, everybody can't figure out the shit that they got going wrong with them.
Absolutely. And also, like, people can't really tell you what to do.
Exactly.
Right? You know, so you have to really dig deep and understand why you're making the decisions that you made consciously that may all do with subconscious. My journey in therapy has just always been about awareness. I want to make conscious decisions as an adult, and as I like further along, get older, and want to have kids, I always say, I don't want to give birth to kids that need to heal from me. So I want to make sure that I like do my part, so I'm prepared.
That's important. The healing process.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure you can contest to this. One thing that I realized and I learned inside therapy is that you already have the answers inside of you.
Absolutely.
And they teach you how to get it out. And it'd be the simplest things, like, so why did that make you feel like that? And then you just go to talking, and then as you talk, it's like
venting.
Right.
And you purge, and then you reach clear. Well, you know what my therapist does? That's like, this is what she does to me. She lets me talk, or she'll like make me write something down, or like answer something. And then she'll be like, before we start, she'll be like, I'm going to read to you what you wrote. So when you hear someone else kind of like tell you what you just said, it makes you really think about stuff, because like you don't even realize what you're saying half of the time too. You really don't. And that's always like a good way for me to like understand and kind of grasp my word choices. Yeah. It's always very eye-opening. That would be hard. Let me tell you. Like, I just had a flashback to like some sessions where it was just like I got out of that session mad. Like, I was like, oh yeah, I'm ready for this hour to be up.
Because you have to look yourself in the mirror.
Absolutely.
And that's the hardest thing in the world to do, is tell yourself, yo, you fucking up. Because the easiest thing in the world is to point the finger.
Absolutely. And we're not always the victim.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've learned that everything that I do in life is a choice. And I just get a consequence. And it's either positive or negative, but I chose
this route. Like, I chose this life. So when I talk to the younger kids, right, and I say to them, they be like, oh, man, you need to pick up, man, somebody snitched on you. I say, yeah, somebody told, but I put myself in that position to be told on.
Absolutely.
Because I was chasing after money. I was chasing after the women. I had ulterior motives to the reason of why I was going to be in the streets. So therefore, I have to accept everything that come with it. It's I before you, right?
Yeah.
So people gonna always choose themselves before they choose you, no matter what.
Correct.
Even in relationships, people choose themselves. And even though you're in it, I'm choosing you because you make me happy.
Yeah.
That's still I before you. Because the moment you start making me happy, guess what?
And you want to go out. Well, not me though, but most people want to go out. See, that's my problem. See, I be staying too long.
I want to go out. But that's facts though. It's like now I'm stuck in this situation, and yeah, and they don't know how to vent about it. They don't know how to tell the other person, oh, you know what? I love you, I do. But at this point in time, right now, at this very moment, if we can't get past this, I think we should just go our separate way to figure other things out, or figure myself out.
Agreed. And I've been like, that's how I kind of have chosen to maneuver through my relationships. I feel like everyone deserves happiness.
Facts.
And happiness can look like whatever it is to
Facts.
everybody.
Facts.
But you have to meet like-minded people that, adhere to what it is that you want.
True.
And if you are not getting that from a person, you don't hold on to them, you let them go so they can find their person too, right? So. And
then it's like what we were saying off air, it's basically you taking the good with the bad. Majority of the good. Oftentimes when you go into a relationship, it's a whole lot of good, but people just cling going to the bad. Because negativity is one of the biggest drugs in the world. You could put something negative, it could be a whole lot of positive going on, and then the one thing negative is going to highlight everything. You see it in the news, you see it on the radio, like, damn.
Yeah.
And so ain't no good people in the world.
That's why you can't even let yourself consume all that stuff too much.
Exactly.
You really can't, because that's all propaganda.
And that's why we coming on the vent. So we can tell the truth, and we can tell our truth. and we can let it all out, so we can help not only us but others.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because it's other people that's going out there trying to figure it out. With that being said, let's talk about the way that you pivot. You know what I mean? You grew up in this strict household, you know what I mean, for various reasons, because parents do their best to guide you. Mm-hmm. But you're going through life, following the rules, doing everything my parents asked of me, being as a good person, straight A's, whatever the case may be, going to college, achieving 2 degrees, but you're still not happy.
For free, too. I went to college debt free, y'all.
But you still not happy.
But you know what? There was definitely outside factors that I allowed to kind of like, but I also feel like it was a part of the grand scheme of things. So it's like I don't really regret it now. Now I can look back and I'm like, oh, okay, I see where God put me through that. I was sad, but I was going to be up.
I was going to be up, right?
Like, it was temporary.
So how does a psychology major...
Political science.
I'm a political science major, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
How does this person become the hustler that you are? The entrepreneur, I don't like that word hustler. Because you don't hustle, you grind for yours and you put it together and you have an extraordinary brand. So how does a person become such a huge brand after, number one, being told this is the path that you should take? Like, how did you maneuver through that situation?
I had to definitely break away from what I thought I should have been doing. So, and it's so funny because my mental health is actually what started my fitness journey as well. And relationships, and they go south, and you have to find a coping mechanism. Okay. And working out was a good, healthy one. So I started working out. And as I started working out, I started to be transparent. I would post it, and little by little, I'm getting in shape. And it's like, life looking a little different. You know? And the better you look, the better
the DMs be popping. Bing, bing, bing.
No, you ain't gonna get to me through my DMs. No.
Hey, but you, bing, bing. Like, yo, what's going on?
I delete all of them, honestly. So y'all be writing me. I don't even
stop. Get out her DMs. Get out her DMs. She don't want you.
One person made it through, and then that would never happen again. I promise you that. But I think that like the people around me definitely molded me into what I should have been. Because I'm like, dang, if I would have started fitness a few years ago.
But you would have been ready.
I would have been.
Because you got to go through what you got to go through to
Absolutely.
get to where you are.
So it's like, if I would have known, it's like, woulda, shoulda. But I didn't believe in myself at the beginning. It took a lot of, like, pushing from Michelle.
Yeah.
Michelle, that's my girl.
Shout out, sissy. Hi, Michelle. Hello.
So I was in a relationship for a very long time, right? From high school all the way post-grad.
Yeah.
And
that's a long time.
Yeah, almost 8 years. And he broke up with me. And I didn't know what to do.
Oh, no, but honest.
I didn't know what to do. So I just started working out. This didn't even take me to therapy. So I just started working out and venting to Michelle.
Yeah. The right person.
I would just talk to her for the whole hour, all day. Like nobody else. Her and Coach Gary, they know everything, right? Yeah. And eventually you just start feeling better, right? Because pain is temporary. It really is. Out. Whatever you feel, when you don't feel, it's temporary. Yeah. Don't let it fester. Pick yourself up and keep it moving. Right. It's gonna be fine. Right. So after a while, I was still working at this time too. So my 9 to 5. At the time, I was at the U.S. Attorney's office. Okay. And I never forget. And it's so crazy you have me on the show this day. Because tomorrow will be 2 years that I've been training officially.
Ain't that something?
Yeah, so.
Look at God.
Michelle created a flyer for me. My first fitness flyer, Michelle made it. And she was like, post it. But mind you, she's been telling me to do this like months. I could have maybe started fitness like 4 months ago right now. And she was like, just see. And I posted it. Somebody DM'd me. And it so happened the person that DM'd me didn't even live in Miami. She was moving back from North Carolina. And she wanted to start with me on the 15th, that Monday. And that was my first client. After 1 month, I had 8 clients.
After 1 month. After believing in yourself. After somebody else believed in you.
After someone else believed in me. And then but I could see my potential. Like, I obviously enjoyed working out. I knew what I was doing. Yeah. And she could see how I would, like, interact with her clients. Yeah. And, so it was like a test trial. Try it out.
Let's stop right there. Now, let the people know that you're an introvert.
I am.
An extreme introvert. But when you got into this element, found something that you love, something else happened.
Yeah. So I had to learn how to get out of my comfort zone. I had to become a speaker, which is crazy because I think before my breakup, I was an extrovert, right? Because I wanted to be a lawyer, obviously. So I used to mock trial, debate team, all that stuff. I love to speak.
Right.
I was always intrigued by public speaking. And then, like, I don't know why when I got older, I just shied away from.
Yeah.
When I went to college, I didn't really meet people.
Really?
No, I didn't. I didn't really enjoy Florida State. All my friends from FSU I met post grad.
Wow.
I barely went out until my last year of college. I didn't really do much. I kind of was very, like I said, I was raised a certain way, and I didn't stray from it when I went away either. So that's just the truth. So I don't know why I became such an introvert, but I was just sad. I think it was just sadness.
The hurt. 8 years is a long time.
It's a very long time.
To invest inside something that just I'm done with.
And it wasn't even that. Like it wasn't that I couldn't. It could have been fixed.
Yeah.
It just, I think that like you learn like some things just can't be undone.
Got you.
And you kind of got to pick yourself up and dust yourself off,
Yeah.
and you got to move forward. You know, everything happens for a reason, and I'm glad that I didn't revert back.
Got you.
Because I'm grateful. You know, it's so funny because me and him are actually really cool now.
Yeah.
That took a lot of time, healing, forgiveness, and yeah, I always say thank you for breaking up with me. Like, it's like now it's like a joke. Like,
honestly,
yeah, you know, and it is what it is. Like,
people come in your life, man. Anytime somebody comes into your life, it's literally to learn, man. What is this about? You know what I mean? Like, why are you putting me in this position? Like, I had no idea several months ago that me and you would be sitting next to each other talking on the event. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Like, but when people come into your life, it's always for a purpose. You know what I mean? Like, we became friends, and I'm like, yo, I gotta she talking about shit introvert. I'm gonna get this out of her. You know what I mean? And then we would sit there to talk about therapy, relationships, and it just makes so much sense. So we have to figure out not only what's my purpose, but why is this person in my life? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Are they here to help, or are they here to harm?
This is true.
And even when people come and harm, it's still a lesson in it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because if you don't see nothing, if you don't see anything, right? How can you see it? So if something doesn't ever happen to you, what I mean is, if something ever happens to you, how do you know how to respond?
Yeah, there's no testimony without test.
You know what I mean?
So yeah, you gotta go through some shit.
Like, you can help we helping people. You are helping people.
I do every day. That's like my biggest flex, right?
Like, I wake up in the morning, right? Your session start at what time?
6 a.m.
6 a.m. Right now you're on a what? So right now,
I've been up since 5 a.m.
She's been up since 5 a.m. She on her break, came and did the show. Now she has to go back at what time?
5 p.m.
Come on now.
Yeah, and I work until 8 p.m.
Come on now.
So yeah.
But at the same time though, like you say, if you don't go into this depression mode, how do you become Sajie Fitness?
If I don't, okay, so I had to learn to separate the two now. So once business became like business, now you got to learn how to separate personal and business. So like now, Sajie, if you guys don't know, my real name is Sajie. Yeah. Sajie could be going through everything, but Sajie Fitness got to show up to work. And it don't really matter because broken heart don't pay no bills.
I'm trying to tell you. So you can't. Basically, what she's saying is you can't wallow in your sorrow.
Cannot.
You have to pick yourself up again. Learn from the situation, whatever the situation is. Learn how to forgive yourself within the situation, because 9 times out of 10 is not just their fault. Everybody plays a part in it. Yep. So now, once you learn how to forgive yourself, now you can forgive others. Now, once I can forgive others, my life can be a whole lot better. Now I can help others.
Accountability.
Yeah, accountability.
People don't know how to take accountability.
Oh my God.
Once you learn how to take accountability, it takes a lot of the pressure off, because then you realize it takes 2 to tango.
So how is that in the fit world?
What, accountability?
Yeah.
So, that's what people pay me to do, right? That's my job. My job is not, I always tell my clients, my job is not to give you a workout. Yeah. You can go on YouTube and get you workouts. Thanks. My job is to hold you accountable. You come in, you see me, I create a workout for you, and I make sure that you do it. Correct. I make sure you give me your 80-20, this is your thing for you, because you don't express to me what you want. So I'm going to give you the blueprint. I'm going to assist you. I'm going to be there. I'm going to cheer you on. But that's what you're really paying me for. You're not paying me to work out. You're paying me to go. Some clients come to me, they don't want to talk. Can we just talk today? I'm like, it's your hour.
Whatever you want to do with it.
It's whatever you want to do because, like I said, mental health is so big, and a lot of people are in the gym because of their mental health. You just don't know that. And it's like I'm glad that I speak on it so much because it's not something that should be. It doesn't make me less attractive because I got problems. Right. And I don't really have real problems. Essentially, my issues are my own issues, and I'm aware, and I'm working every day to be better, and that's all I can do, right? Because so accountability is the big word. I work to give people accountability.
So basically, when you come to Sajie Fitness, you're not just getting a run around the block or just lifting weights. You're getting the full package, and that's what God did for you.
He had to
see how life came at full circle.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly believe he had to break me down and build me back up the way that he intended, because the path I was going probably wasn't what he wanted for me. So it's different when you live in your purpose. Yes. And I feel like life has been completely different for me the last 2 years because I live in my purpose. I don't entertain things that don't serve me. If it doesn't serve me, it's not for me, right? So I'm very big on that. So I'm
look at the glow, like.
That's a good thing I got that glow, because you would never know I'd be going through it.
You know what I'm saying? But that's because even like you said, even though I'm going through something, I'm dealing with things. We all deal with things. It's no such thing as a perfect person. Anybody that tell you that they're perfect, then you need to slap them and get away from them because they're liars. They just identified that they're a liar. Because there's no such thing. I've been around politicians. I've been around police officers. I've been around lawyers. I've been around street hustlers. I've been around a lot of people. And nobody ain't got their shit together. You know what I mean? But it's just the way that people deal with their shit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like you said, that heartbreak and loss, that shit don't pay the bills. People die every day. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, I'm gonna miss them. But life still goes on. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, dang, that was a warm body. That was a nice session, but
get you a breakup starter pack.
Yeah.
Get you a. I have them. I got mine.
Hey, you have a week to recovery. That's it.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm gonna give you a week to.
You know what's crazy? Because I do that. I'll be like, okay, like on certain weekends especially when I'm off, I don't want to do nothing when I'm off because I'll be ripping and running Monday and Thursday. So when Friday come, it's like if I don't have to do anything, you will not see me. But I used to be like, when I'm going through stuff, I'd be like, all right, girl, you got 2 days.
There you go. 2 days.
Monday, 6 o'clock, yeah, clock back in.
So basically, what we want you guys to do is figure out when you go through something, what makes you happy? You know what I mean? Like, how do we become more after dealing with a lot? Like, how do you become more of yourself? Look at the moments, break things down, put things together, create a sheet, create a goal sheet, create
journaling.
Just put stuff together that's going to help you after. And also, don't always just look at the other person or the situation and be like, oh, dude, this situation could be their fault, it's his fault, it's her fault. No, look at yourself and say, what could I have done better? Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's what accountability starts at.
Or what did this teach me?
What did I learn from this?
Yeah, what did this teach me that I can implement and be better next time, right? Because my biggest thing too also is you don't want to continue to keep making the same mistakes.
Come on now.
So it's what did I do wrong that got me here, right? Because something happened that I got this outcome with whatever situation. Fact. Sometimes people be like, oh yeah, it's not for you. Yeah, but shit be popping off. And you got to understand your role that you play, because we're not all perfect. Yes. We just like I've heard other people too. Yes. We all play the villain in somebody's story. Facts. But you got to take it and grow and implement it, and then make sure it doesn't continue to happen, because then now you're just in a cycle of back and forth.
And now, speaking of growth, right? You now have merchandise. You got gloves. You got bands. Let's let the people know about how that transpired. How did you, this political science major? I got it right this time. Yeah. So this political science major, just all of a sudden, because in order to sell something, you got to talk to people. Absolutely. So now, how did that come about?
So once I started personal training, my next thing is when you're self-employed, you gotta always figure out what's next, because you don't want this to dry up before you kind of like decide what you're gonna pivot to, because I don't have a paycheck. I don't get paid. I come on check, so I got to figure out how I'm going to acquire. And I follow so many like business like people, and then like millionaires, and they always talk about having multiple streams of income.
Right.
So products was my next thing, because that's gonna generate another stream of income for me. Mind you, I was already a realtor before I became a personal trainer, so I already had my license. I just wasn't utilizing it because I worked a 9 to 5. So by the time I get off work out, it's 10 p.m. I ain't sending nobody to the house at 10 o'clock at night. So I had my license for a very long time, and it was just not being used up until last year. So what was the question?
Your job popping right now, though.
My job?
No,
which one?
Your real estate.
You know, honestly, yes, it is. But I take clients like as I'm like available. I want to say, you know, it's not like my mainstream. It's definitely one of my like third, fourth stream
you
of
didn't
income.
see what I just did. You asked me what was the question. I got you back on point. When
I know, because once you said it, I thought about it. I was like, oh, the products. I was like, oh, products. And then I looked at my shirt and I was like, yeah, I got a shirt on.
Good. I got you.
Yeah. So, and then product awareness. So you kind of want, like, I made shirts, and I always tell people I don't make money off my shirts. You buy them, and it's just because I want people to wear my name. It's who's that, and my clients be wearing everywhere. They buy their cars, they got my shirt on. It makes you feel good.
Yes.
Like, people really
appreciate.
People really appreciate me and support my brand, love my brand. And also because I'm just very transparent and I'm very genuine. And if you've been around me long enough, you know that.
And I can see the growth. You know what I mean? From the time that we met to even up to now. You just got you a new one, right?
What?
That whip.
Oh, God.
I gotta post that video, boy. You got rich friends, boy.
No, I'm done.
But how does that make you feel though? Like
yeah.
Just get up and be like, you know what? I want to do this, and then actually be able to go do that.
Okay, so like when I was working 9 to 5, like working a government job is great, but that is not a lot of money. Like, people really do that for the benefits. I can buy healthcare. I need more money than that. So when I started personal training, I'll never forget, because when I bought my first car all on my own, which was my what? IS 300 F Sport, 2020, and I bought it in 2019. I remember I told my dad, I was like, I'm just gonna go to the lot and look. I'm just gonna go window shop and ask about like used cars, and that wasn't even a car I went to go look at. And the dealer was my dad's friend. He came out and he started talking to me. He was like, oh, when did you graduate from college? Just like specs, like your credit. Yeah. He was like, how about this? Brad, get you a brand new car. Drive off a lot. And I was like, ran my credit. 700 up there. Ooh. And I drove off the lot the same day.
What was that?
That was December 17th, 2019. I bought my first car all on my own. I didn't need my parents at all. My 9 to 5 was not going to do that for me. And the crazy thing is, I wasn't even making the money to afford the car yet. Oh. That was me stepping out on faith. And I remember my dad being on the phone like, I don't want you to like stress yourself out. I said, Daddy, I just gotta make more money. I said, I'm responsible. Yeah. Okay, so if I have a bill, it's gonna get paid.
Yeah.
I gotta work harder.
And so that's another key factor. Make sure that you're responsible for every action all the time.
And I always save.
Yeah, so that's another key.
My parents are my mom is very like she doesn't count accounting, so she's good with money. But my mom always is very big on saving. And if I'm gonna make purchases on things that don't lose their value, like jewelry, things that I can resell. So that's what I spend big money on. Yeah. Car's like a bad investment, but that's different. My car was important, and I'll tell you why. As a realtor, what you drive is important. Don't let them tell you otherwise.
You heard that? So everything is based around branding. Everything is based around marketing. Everything is based around strategy. All these things. So what we would love for you guys to do to understand that your parents, you don't have to grow up in the 2-parent home. You got to grow up in a single-parent home. You don't have to grow up with no parents. When you get information and you hear it and you know it works, you should try it. Absolutely. Like, just give it a shot. Don't use the word, I can't. Too many people say, I can't. How can you know that you can't do something if you're not even trying? Well, because John went and they denied. John ain't you. Yeah. What God has for you is yours. Absolutely. What the universe is going to give to you is yours. But if you don't go out there grab the bull by the horn, then guess what? You just gonna be one of those same people that just like to listen to other people and talk about people about what they got. But you can have the same thing, man. Like, we don't want you walking around thinking that things are impossible. You know what I mean? Like you said, you had a goal. I had goal. First time I got a car, it was a '96 Firebird. Bought my own car. Oh man, I was kidding the candy store. You couldn't tell me that wasn't a bit.
Best car in the world.
What?
Would I drive a Lamborghini for all I know?
You know what I mean?
My car's a Lambo.
And it sat low like one too, because whoever had the car first bit the shock. So I ain't care. I used to go over the button, boom, boom. I ain't care. The girls ain't care. They used to I used to call it a cheap sheet because when the girls get in, the car was so low, they had to open their leg. I'd be like, "Ooh, look at that!"
I'm dead.
Hey man, everybody had their reasons. You know, I'm not that guy anymore, but I definitely was that guy then. I was like. Silver Surfer is what I used to call him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to be just sliding through everybody's neighborhood. God, Lord have mercy.
It's your pride. When you work for things and you acquire them, it's one of the best feelings in the world. And it's not about, you can't focus on what others have, right? Because like, you can walk a mile in a lot of people's shoes. So you just gotta focus on yours. But it feels good to see your hard work.
Yes.
Right? You know, because ain't nobody gave that to me. No. I worked for it, you know? Very hard for it, too.
Don't let nobody dim your light. And then also, man, be mindful of the people that you're around. You know what I mean? Like, friends, man, we use that word so freely. Like family. I built a family. And it doesn't consist of my relatives. That's two different things. Relatives is blood. Family is who takes care of who. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You're my family. Coach Gary's my family. My girl, that's my family. Like we put ourselves in position to be loved. You know what I mean? Because relatives a lot of times don't know how to love you. In fact, some of them are more dangerous than the people that don't know you.
That's true. Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of molestation and things of that come from inside the home. So therefore, we have to be mindful of that. Like, don't break all those bullshit traditions at times because they're not real. If you have in your heart and you can see it and feel that something's not sitting in right with your spirit, get away from it. Yep. Don't I've seen too often times where
that's that discernment, right?
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like people dim your light to shine brighter to make you feel bad. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I've seen situations, I had conversation with homegirls that they've come from an uncle. You know what I mean? Like they raped their mom, and then the family sweeping up under the rug. Like, yo, people are dangerous. People.
Yeah, they are. But I also feel like in how you deal with people is so important. Yeah. The world lacks so much empathy for others and, sympathy. I think people do things and they don't realize that, people be hurt.
Yes.
And I think that's why it's just so important to just be nice and to be a good person all the time. Well, just try to be
as much as you can.
Yeah.
At least 90% of the time, because every day is a present.
Absolutely. Because you don't have to be here.
You know what I mean? We live in a present day. That's what they say. So it's a present. It's a gift. So therefore, you harness that gift. You love that gift. And you take advantage of that gift. You know what I mean? Like, when you wake up on Christmas morning, you bust them things open. You be, oh, my God. Like, yo, I just bought you that 2 months ago, but all right. Yeah. But you're so happy for that present.
Yes. Yep.
You know what I mean? On your birthday, you get a present. You happy with it. So therefore, let's be happy with our presents. So if God give us another chance to wake up, man, if you don't, oh my God,
right? Trying to make it to my birthday next week.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's turn up. Like really enjoy every day. You don't have to, I ain't saying go to just blow your money or nothing like that. No. All I'm saying is when you wake up, smile.
Be smart and be smart with your money.
Yes.
Do nice things for yourself with your money. You know, I'm a self-care queen, so
take care.
You know, you gotta take care of yourself because you're I always tell people, you're no service to me if you're no service to yourself. Right.
And then it's not my job to make you happy.
No,
that is a false narrative. Mm-hmm. My job is not to make you happy. My job is to add to your happiness. Yes. As long as I'm happy, then guess what? I can make you happy. I can help make you happy, rather.
Keep me happy.
Keep you happy. That's happy. Better. That's a better term.
Keep me happy.
I can help keep you happy. Because now, if you make me happy by the things that I do for you, guess what? I'm going to keep doing it.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna wake up, baby. You need your feet massaged.
Yeah.
Baby, you need your back rub. Yeah, I could. Number one, I love touching you. So
just be consistent. Once you start, whatever you introduce me to, you better keep doing it.
And that's facts.
I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be mad.
Consistency.
Yes, that's the key word
to life.
My life is consistency. I'm one of the most consistent person I know.
You heard that?
I'm one of the most consistent persons I know.
So if you want to get fit,
yeah, there's absolutely nothing that will stop me from doing what I'm supposed to do. Right. So I'm always doing what I'm supposed to do. All that extra stuff I be doing on my personal time.
So consistency is key.
Yes.
That's the powerful word of the day is consistency, accountability. Those two things can lead to success.
And grace.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and humility.
Grace. I think grace is so important. People don't give themselves enough grace. Like, don't believe I know y'all see me on social media and I know how to post. But I promise you, like, I'm not in fitness girl mode all the time. Yes. Sometimes I just go to Burger King, get some French fries.
Yes.
You know, so it's like I have to grant myself some grace. You know, like I work hard. You can indulge. Obviously, I don't be in it all the time, but you know, you got to learn balance. It's a balance.
We're going to go back to what we said earlier. There's no such thing as a perfect. I will fuck a cookie up.
I will. and with Dairy Queen ice cream, the Snickers.
See what I'm saying?
Like I'm very specific to like that's what it has to be.
I enjoy looking good. I enjoy getting myself together, but at the same time, if I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat. Yeah. If I like a cookie, I'm gonna eat a cookie. What we saying coming up in the elevator?
About the detox?
Yes.
I'm currently on the detox.
She's currently on the detox.
Day 3, y'all.
I did one maybe like a month ago, and it works. I lost maybe roughly 8 pounds in a week. You know what I mean? And that's what I wanted. But guess what? I'm not detoxing for a while. I'm not going back that route. You know? But we want what we want for ourselves, and that's the only thing that matters. We do things for ourselves. We have to continuously do things for ourselves, but be mindful of how they affect others as well.
Yes, and be disciplined.
Ooh.
Be disciplined. People ask me all the time. I'm not always motivated. I'm just disciplined. I have a routine, and I stick to my routine.
Come on, man.
And that's what's made me successful. I get up every day, and I do what I'm supposed to do in the order I'm supposed to do it, and I never not do it. So after a while, of course, I'm going to get the results I want because I've been consistent. I've been disciplined. Like all these millionaires and billionaires, they aren't overnight sensations. Believe it or not, if you actually read their story, they didn't do it overnight. They were doing it for a very, very long time. One night happened, and it just so happened that the next day looked very different for them. But as long as you work towards something every day consistently, one day, I promise you, one day it's gonna look crazy.
And when I deal with the young guys, I always tell them, all you need is 24 hours. If you just go through the process, and your 24 hours gonna come. When your 24 hours gonna get there, it's gonna be amazing. All those kids that's walking across the stage of graduation, it took 24 hours to get to that day. You have to work towards that process, but within them next 24 hours, you reach that goal. Same thing with success stories, right?
Yeah, time is your biggest. I don't think people appreciate time, right? Because the thing about time is, and I always tell my clients, the time gonna go, right? So what you gonna look like when time passes? You could be where you want to be, or you could still be here saying you wish you looked like that. But you got to start right now, because every day, passing day, you're just further and further away. You're making it harder for yourself. And biologically, as a woman, the older you get, our bodies don't work the same. I don't lose weight as fast as I did 4 years ago.
Facts.
So it's a struggle. So now when I really want to cut, I got to hone in. I got to sit down. I got to cut stuff out. I got to really, because my body, I'm getting to my 30s. I'm going to 30. So I got to know that my hormones and all these things don't work the way they did when I was 21 years old.
Right.
So
know thyself.
You know.
Know thyself. Be consistent.
And get off social media.
You can.
Who get off social media? It's all smokes and mirrors.
Yeah, it's all smoke and mirrors. I watch people, man. I ain't lying. It's boats back there, right? I watch people just rent this just to get on a boat to make a video that ain't real.
It's not real.
It's not real. It look good. You know what I mean? It's granted, but everything is gimmicks, man. And you don't get lost in somebody else's success. You know, don't get lost in somebody else's success. Create your own. And she just said something that triggered something in me that makes a lot of sense. Just get started. If you want something, just start. Like, don't worry about anything. Stop listening to people that don't have nothing at all, but they're going to tell you what you can and can't do. Don't listen to them people. Just start. Get out there. If you want to lose weight, do it. If you want to gain weight, do it.
Yeah, I just started, y'all. I don't even think it was like a Monday. I think I was like I got on a scale and I saw a number I don't think I ever thought I would see. And I was like, you know what? I gotta do something about it. Because I was like, in my head, I'm like, it's only gonna get worse.
Right.
If you don't tackle it now, it's just gonna get worse.
Right.
And that was October 31st, 2017.
Come on now, we here.
And here
what is it, going on 4 years?
4 years this year. 4 years. I haven't missed the gym.
Consistency is
people don't believe it. And I worked out when I first started. I used to work out 7 days a week. I used to do 2 days. I had nothing else to do. I was sad. I didn't want to be home.
Ain't that now?
Right. I mean, I'm not that sad no more. But I was sad back then. So I was like, okay, I'm going to be in the gym, be around people. Coach Gary and Michelle going to talk to me. They're going to listen to me. They're going to whatever. So, they keep me in good spirits.
Another good thing to have is accountability partners. You're like, please stop venting to your stupid friends.
And people that are places that you want
yes.
to be, right? So that's the difference. I feel like I think Michelle does a great job of holding me accountable for absolutely everything. She's like, we gonna do the tit for tat all day. But I also met a woman that was I inspired to be just like her. Like she's a great person to know, but she had it all figured out. She wasn't that much older than me. Yeah. Right? So it's like, what choices did she make that are so different than mine?
Exactly. That's important. Because my accountability and my motivation is Dr. Steve Gallen. That's why I was inspired to do the documentary behind him. But just watching, like, it was like, hey, we come from the same neighborhoods. He made it. Like, how did he make it? You know what I mean? So to sit down and have a conversation with him to see how, he navigated through life and the way that he deals with people. I'm like, I do the same thing. I want to be like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I literally just called him maybe like last week just to tell him I love him because you introduced me to so much besides what I was used to.
Absolutely.
Like you showed
showed you different.
You know what I mean?
And sometimes that's all you need. Somebody to show you different. You think you're on the right path. You can get to the same goal. You can just take another route.
Let's take another route.
And that's all I did. I just took another route.
With less pain.
A lot less and a lot more leisure time. I mean, I work hard. I mean, I still make my schedule, but I had to learn that. That was a part of the growing in fitness and being self-employed. Because at the beginning, a lot of my time was not accounted for. Yeah. So, it would just be, I'm just going to go to the gym. Oh, she canceled. Oh, now, no, I need to be at the gym from this time to this time. Yeah. It don't matter what I got going on. I'm here. Right. Because anybody can text you and be like, hey, you make some money.
So accountability partner.
You gotta be in position to win.
You're positioning.
Coach Gary will tell you, I used to sit at the gym. I used to not take a break. I didn't used to go home. When I first started training, I used to have an 8 to 9 session. And I used to sit at the gym all the way till 5 o'clock. All day. And train at 5 or 6, 7, and then go home. I never went home because I felt like this is where I'm my most productive. So why not sit here and get all my work done and then go home at night and just sleep and come back? So I would sit and work on I got Canva. I would work on posters, flyers, challenges, whatever. Finally found a good graphic designer that I started working with. So I put myself in a position to win. I couldn't lose because I was always where I needed to be. I've gotten clients just because I was at the gym. Come on now. She walked in, and she's been moving almost 2 years now, right? Roxanne would tell you. She walked in on a Saturday, and she was just like, oh my God, what is this place? And I was like, oh, we're training, and we talked, and she left. And I was like, you think people don't come back or they don't remember, or they say, oh, I'm going to start. And she texts me. She's like, you remember me? I was like, yeah, I remember you. Yeah. She's like, oh, I'm going to come. I'm going to start.
2 years later.
Almost 2 years. September will be 2 years. So it's like I always put myself in position, but I don't mind work, right? Because I like nice things, and I like to see my hard work. So I don't mind putting in the work because I know that I don't like instant gratification, right? Yeah. I'm not one of those people that I need overnight success. Right. I know if I put in the long hours, I work hard enough, I grind,
I'll be able to relax
I'm gonna get where I need to be. God willing, I'm gonna get there.
You are. Because it's yours. Because you're happy though. That's the whole thing. You're happy. Happiness, man. Happiness has that shit is priceless. Yeah. I wake up every day, man, and just be like, God, thank you. I ain't gotta wake up arguing. I ain't gotta go to sleep fighting. I ain't gotta go to like I get there, get up, go work out real quick if I feel like it. More than likely, I always feel like it because it makes me feel good. So go work out, create, like you said, structure. You have to have structure. Know where you're going to be at on your time, not nobody else's time.
You got to create your routine.
Learn how to tell people no. Stop feeling like people are entitled to your life. Like they're not. I just want to throw that out there. But structure your life out, put things in place, and just move on it. When you move on it, you're going to start seeing things. And then it's going to make you happy. You're like, oh, shit, I could do that. You know what
I mean? And you got to fail. You got to fail. You got to fail. Like, you got to fail.
You're going to learn.
Yeah. Like, I'm okay with failing. Not that I failed.
You ain't even failed, you just fell short of what you Well, matter of fact.
Your expectations were too
high. There you go.
And you just didn't hit it. You didn't meet it or you didn't exceed it like you wanted to. But then there's things that I do that I didn't exceed.
Come on,
and it's like, so it all depends. It's like, okay, well maybe, or it's like maybe that's just not what you should have done. You know?
There you go.
Now you gotta figure it out.
Pivot.
So I have
Pivot.
Yeah, Pivot. My events be lit. But it's like that week we saw demand and we supplied it.
So one of the main things that we touched on is just learning how to pivot. You know what I mean? Just don't think that because somebody gives you a decisive path, like, oh, you're supposed to take this. Well, no, that was for you. I'm gonna try it though because you're somebody I look up to. You're successful. You're my father. You're my mother. I'm gonna do it. But if it's not making me happy, I'm prime example like my son. My son is a very talented football player, extremely talented football player, bigger than me. He's already 6 feet, 200 and some pounds, and he will make an amazing football player. But as his father, I'm looking at him, I'm like, you don't really like this. So therefore, I'm not gonna force this on you. But your passion is rapping. All right, well, let me get involved in that then.
Okay.
Let me tell you how to post. Let me tell you how you're supposed to move. Let me tell you this is what you're going to do. If you do this, this is going to happen. If you do this, this is going to happen. Trust me on this. That's my job. You know what I mean? Because if I'm forcing him to do something he don't like, he going to rebel. You know, at some point, he's going to be like, man, I'm wasting my time.
And or he'll either, it'll click, or it won't, and
Yeah.
he'll find something else. But I also feel like you being supportive and you helping assist him see that
Facts.
is going to get him to that decision faster, right? Because the problem is we try to stay on track to please others, and it takes us longer to get to where we're supposed to be because we're trying to do what we thought we were supposed to be doing. That's not always what you're supposed to do.
Ooh.
So I knew that for me growing up in a Caribbean household, my parents did the best they could with what they knew, but they're not from here.
Yeah.
So they don't know, you know? So then I meet people like Michelle and Gary, and they have a completely untraditional way of like making money, but they're successful.
Yeah.
So I don't have to be in the books to be successful.
Facts.
Right? So, but I had to just see different.
Yeah.
Right? I had to be exposed to something different and believe in myself that I could do it. And lo and behold, you know, God gives you the tools, you know, and
it's up for you to apply. What is it? The free will.
yeah, and I could have been sitting at a desk wasting my time.
You know what
still,
I mean?
right?
Could have been over there somewhere.
Yeah, and it's so funny how that happened. Oh, that was, I'll never forget. Michelle's the first person I called too. So my job, I didn't quit. Believe it or not, I didn't quit. I would have still been there. I didn't quit, but I went to Tulum in August of 2019 for my friend's birthday, Tiffany's birthday. And I remember getting off the plane. I was like, 2020, I'm gonna be self-employed. At this time, I was only training part-time, so I wasn't full-time yet. I was like, 2020, I'm self-employed. We get back to Tulum on Monday. We get back to home on Monday. Monday, get a phone call from my job. They're doing away with the position, but I would have to apply again for another department. But I worked with victim witness, and I loved victim witness. I don't want to. Yeah. My job was still I really did still enjoy my 9 to 5. So I won't cap. I had the best boss. Yeah. And I was like, if I'm not working for Ms. Creek, I don't want to work for nobody here. So I was like, okay, well, I called Michelle, and I was like, so and so. She was like, congratulations. She said, now you can be at the gym with me all the time.
Come on now.
And it was just like I was like, I'm going to be okay. It was like a very reassuring. Like when you worry a little bit, you are anxious, but I think I had the backing where I was like, I'm going to be
and you
straight.
Asked for it.
I asked for it. I said it, but I got it, and I got it early.
You asked for it.
God said, all right, bet, here you go. Now what you going to do with it?
Well, let me see if you, and that's what he does. He shows you. He's like, okay, you asking for this so bad. You want this, man. You want this house. All that stuff comes with stuff, man. Whether it be learning how to deal with another person, mortgage, light bill, everything you ask for comes with something. So understand you got to be able to take and receive all those things. Be ready for them.
Be careful what you ask for.
Be careful what you ask for.
Because you get, and it's not always a bad thing.
No.
You get good things, but that don't mean you know how to handle it just because it's good. So, you know, I had to step up to the plate and do my thing.
That's what I'm talking about.
I've been doing my thing the way I want to do my thing. Like it's me. How I run my business is me to the T, and I like the structure. I like how I create this like community of women. I don't train men. Fun fact. Unless you're a friend or like I know you already, I do not take on male clients. I only want, my job is to uplift women. I want to empower women. That's all I live for, right? Facts. So that's why I'm glad to do what I do. I'm surrounded by a bunch of amazing women, and I also think it's so important that like not only do I assist my clients, but my clients do so much for me as well. So, and it's very important to pour into others the way they pour into you. So that's why I do a lot of like client appreciation stuff. They'll tell you I do it all. Like I'm very thorough.
It's a give and take situation. You
Absolutely, know what I mean? It's a reciprocation. You have to reciprocate. You know, I could be a great coach, but you gotta be coachable.
Come on now.
You know, so I could be a great friend,
but
you gotta be a good friend back too.
Say it again though. Say that loud.
I could be a great coach, but you have to also be coachable. So I didn't get to where I got because I had a great trainer, but I also trusted my trainer, and I did what she said. Because if Michelle will tell you, I gave her a lot of opposition in the beginning. I was like, no, I don't want to lift, I don't want to lift arms. I just want to do legs and cardio all day. She'll tell you, I just give her hell. And I remember one day she was like, bro, she was like, you know how she talks to her now. Yeah. She's like, just trust me. And I was like, and I just released, and here we are.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Speaking of here we are, we're gonna take it has to end. I don't even know what button to press. Oh, that's a good one. So it has to end. But before we end, please allow our viewers and everybody to know exactly where they can find you at. Every contact. I don't care what it is. Because you're everything. Let these people know.
So you can just find me on Instagram, Sajie J Fitness. On IG at Sajie J Fitness. SajieJFitness.com. You can email me, SajieJFitness@gmail.com. Everything goes through my business, right? So that's how you're going to be able to find me. Facebook, no Twitter.
Facebook, no Twitter. I'm saying.
Not business, or not on the business tip at least.
Make sure you guys lock in. Check Sajie out. She's a phenomenal trainer, phenomenal person. You just heard her story. She's at Extreme Fitness Miami. The energy over there, as you know, if you can go back to the first episode and meet the owner of the gym, which is Coach Gary Sanchez, and it just, the atmosphere and everything and everybody that's involved are extremely amazing. So I want to say thank you again for swinging by the event and letting it all out.
Thank you so much for having me. Like, this was fun.
Yes,
I'm glad that people can hear the story now.
This has been another episode of The Vent with your guy, Arvis Lawson, along with my guest, Sajie Vent. And we are out of here.
Bye, guys.
That was better.
We'll take that.
We're going to take that. We can take that.